out of our country. I was buying fuel on the road. I know what I'm talking about. Russia. Any Ukraine issue na da hono. Me won say nkrophobia ye bibia fake. Say Putin akasa about Ghana. I want in and out of the Ghana. That's fake. Nipa we yes no. We nim guase for. Why did you do that? I mean why? It's not true. Now let me tell you, Bibi Awunim. In the life of Putin as a president, he has mentioned the name of Ghana twice in his speech. On Ghana, I am telling you, now I have come to appreciate the fact that no, yeah, America can president, no. Me madam fo. Okache and say shithole, Africa is shithole. Me donya me. Sa kwana da ye president a. Third World War start enra. God is a man of wisdom. Afa yen start bring the slides. Yen ko. The Russian-Ukraine crisis. There's something you got to know. You don't know, so I'm going to tell you. One, before Russia, before Ukraine, there was a state called Kievan Rus. Even friend Kievan Rus. Even friend Kievan Ras. Whichever way. K-I-E-V-A-N, Kievan, and R-U-S. Now, going forward, what no as soon as ye Kievan no ebe ye Ukraine and as soon as ye R-U-S no ye de S-I-A-N so ka ho ebe no so be ye Russia. Listen to the king of morning shows. Nana, it was the home to the Slavic people. It's Ukraine, any Russia, Wondino, Vikovich, Dakovich, Achukovich, Denvich, Vich is Modeko. The first of the 9th century, the king who was ruling the state called the Kievan Rus on the down. You get it? Kiev, yes, I see, right, first Ukraine for capital, no. It was the capital of the state. And it has remained the capital of that particular land till today. And that was ruled by a grand prince called Volodymyr. The O after the L is silent. Volodymyr. You get it? Volodymyr. He ruled from 908 to 1015. Let's move on. Of morning shows. That time now, Ghana cry existed. Hey. As fate will have it, these are the names of these two presidents today. Now watch this. From the 1980 BC. Captain Smart. AD, after the death of Christ, to 1015 AD. President Abba Sese Omokuntokoi, Bakudinde, Volodymyr Zelensky, Bakusode Vladimir Putin. Volodymyr and Vladimir. You get it? Research have shown that time now, yetiti USSR room and as a woko anymore, they chose that Russia for Kasari and Temtem. It's pronouncing Vladimir. Volodymyr. Vladimir. Because Bako ain't been both VO or both VO as VL. Bring it back. So this is the president of Russia. Vladimir Putin. The longest serving president of the People's Republic of Russia. Akwawe Oko School of Adadwa. Ebony teacher Pampem or the hammer. I'll bring you the book to read. He is somebody whose IQ has gone beyond fear and panic. He doesn't fear anything under the sun. and fashion who adia or pepe a Russia. And his wife will tell you he is married to his third wife now. He will tell you that what my husband think about even when he's eating is Russia. You get it? Eti oko na Russia fatuaba near the number. No ko na Russia fatuaba near the number. Na papa ne ko na Russia fatuaba no money na wa kwaba besin. Now 67% of his population say on grounding Ukraine. Favelensky bra. Akwa we no a comedian. Tesa akrobeto. Tisa Bobo Kala, and he became president. Tisa Funny Face, Tisa Lewin. Let me say something about their names. I want to give you the history behind. Now, Vladimir and Vladimir, Zelensky and Putin. Now, if you go deep into the history of the Kievan Rusa, Oba no wo ahimfie ho. Oba na owa ahimfie ho a. Oye yemfa se ohene yire menka ne sa na wate ase. Ono na sini ene Vladimir Putin. Oba no ye fansa ohene yire. Ba pania no owo sa ahimfie ho na. Eye Kievan Rus 1980-908 AD to 1015 AD no. Na sa oba pani no na sini. Na your friend Coptin. Coptin. Cuputin. Na sini and Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin our three names. There's a third name I'll come to tell you later. Now, ohine na owo kronimu no. That time, from 908 AD to 1015 AD, na nipa owo na osum ohene no pa yemfa se me hu de we amesinka no ohene somfo ahenkwa pani osum ne pa no so de Lensky so wo mienu ni nyina wo asefo mpanimfo esom Sa state I friend of Kievan Rus. Yanko yanim. Now, these two countries, Ukraine and Russia, both derive their lineage from the Slavic state. I've told you already. One me enu ni na no. Sa state me enu. Eho. Eno obi na. Omu fi abusua bakum. Etisa abudu ene andani. Women ntokwa no da budu and andani in Russia and Ukraine. Ebusua bakum. Eno omufre yanko ntem. Now, for the centuries that followed, Ukraine was under Russian rule. Edu baby no. Ukraine for titi mu kra wie ya na say answer na USSR no kra ebe breaki in 1991 no. Na edu baby no wo me say yebeka ye ho abom ye nka ye ho mom yebeka ye ho abom ye nka ye ho yentiti emu no na Ukraine man ho so bia na ko Russia ho. Listen to the king. So people estimated that to be a rule over Ukraine by Russia. Yanko yanim. Now, in the 1900s, Soviet Union nimuno na Russia. Na be Soviet Union. Now, Russia was the most powerful of the 15 Soviet Republic. One na Russia na ne ho odem pa even though na nuclear power no na wo Ukraine ho. Yanko yanim. Ukraine was second powerful of the 15 Soviet republics. Some countries do no from the Soviet Union. No, now Ukraine had the second most powerful. Russia was the most powerful, and then Ukraine became the second most powerful. Then during the Cold War, who arch rival arch rival na show kakrakari na nyehe. Na Ukraine ni America ya na wasore de neni na wonka. The biggest rival of Ukraine under the sun was America. And the biggest rival under the sun of America was Ukraine. These two countries during the Cold War. I'll come to tell you something. I want you to know this. Now, the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, which I've told you already. And Ukraine became independent. Soviet Union, Ukraine, independent country. And as Ukraine inherited the nuclear weapon, Maakye, of the Soviet Union and handed over to Russia in 1994 in exchange of Russia guaranteed Ukraine's security and respect Ukraine's sovereignty. 1994, Ukraine nankasa te hosa. Only Russia couldn't come on Russia kokasa adai or see oh nuclear power weapons na ye woni no Russia so muje what dey kwaya dai or see oh what dey age na achire you get it what dey age na me Russia me respect the security of Ukraine and the sovereignty of Ukraine and oje muma no. 1991, anybody in and then the original signatories of that agreement, your friend, the Budapest Agreement, was Belarus, UK, Pakistan, and USA. Now watch this. Pakistan, Pakistan is one of the enemies of America, even from 1989 till today. So how come they came in and signed as witness to this particular agreement? Belarus president na COVID ba ya okasa wunya whiskey a uhitin kakra na wanom COVID bi eni ho abeyo ne krom ho COVID ne so antime nkumo bia. In 2013 VIKTOR YANUKOVYCH rejected trade deal B, which could have created integration with EU. Instead, Thierry Okoji $15 billion US. If Russia as a bailout. Hey. European Union first bra, yan can see any. Yabema say, Nia say, Yabema say, Nia say. School of thought be say. The Russian president then at no Dimirika Kwasa Mamon Yesa. Yen yesi about respecting my sovereignty. They are respecting my security. I didn't tell Moko European Union. Moko European Union, pe me piamo sa monko kaneto. Enti the mamonko. Then I'm ope. So European Union say, one member 9.4 billion euros. Or say 9.4 billion euros. Fatu in chen baby. Member 15 billion euros. J nafako. And oje ye. And ode koye. And a man for na war. Ukraine say, hey, I told Ukraine, I'm a Moscow. And a protest. Eshase konim Onua Maakye o ye tie Captain Smart. Na that time no one president no VIKTOR YANUKOVYCH. Hey. Wa mo yire abrantie ya say sifom. Just Google. Onyama we anya na wa internet so. Ba ye research na ya na emupi. Kikiri yebetu na America nam handa EU nam handa we nam handa kikiri akwano na ban no na ye topple aban no na odi mi kedwane ye okọ Russia tie ne ye tembia papa ni ne you get it Onua man wo say ye research wo nua ha enya dia wo ye wo no ye research na mupi President na make an or Dimirika Russia sometime. He went to live in the house of the in-law of Vladimir Putin. Koanim? You get it? Hey, many in Russia, Russian speaking East wanted him to stay. When he was driven out, the minority felt disenfranchised. On the other side of the border, Russia was angry it has lost a puppet. Sa papa yotiwe Why rejecting European Union? Russia na kokutao. Russia who said, Abranti or te wa ebe to me no. Akwano wedwane. Se sa na tie dia. Ye Lucy Obia. Ye betimi ayusi no to take over CRIMEA. Koanim ko to curb this situation, Moscow annexed CRIMEA. I feel what you say. Hold Russia as a track. This part, Nipa was a Brono Wesuno, what doors on do. What can Russia Casa? What did it to say Russia for? What you want to say Russia for? What could him to say Russia for? And in 1954, Nikita, akwabidi ye atonimo se move your cross Nakita, there be and then Nakibia we Nikita. Khrushchev was the first secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union from 1953 to 1964. On a transfer Crimea from Russia to Ukraine. Russia for This was to strengthen brotherly ties between the Ukrainians and the Russian people. Russia and you remember, in 2001 UN General Assembly, President Kufuor's first UN General Assembly, Russia complained. Russia complained. Now, when Ukraine became independent in 1981, Crimea joined it, and Crimea was given special autonomy. Na yada na kan Krowa account my home. It's Ashanti region in Kagana home. It's Ashanti region because of Otumfonti. Who was special autonomy. The opesa we biano. Yeah, who permit behave it is we Ukrainian. Yeah, the opesa we. Now, map na head ya to so no. Hwe bia Ukraine any blue and yellow no. NATO OTAN for no, woman a good Kiev, I will say, the autonomy of the DONBAS region, election and autonomy first, then everything else. Once the Wahai, Crimea annexed by Russia in 2014. Bisa President John Dramani Mahama, or UN General Assembly of Washington, over 2014. Ask him, he will tell you what happened there. A high diplomatic classified information. So me, I will not tell you, but I know. Fabra, map on the bra. And then we are young sports foreign train. 1 year. Never be a Russia, she will be a Ukraine, 1 year. So they have already decided that Crimea, the world community is aware. You cannot do that. You cannot. You get it. If you don't get it, forget about it. In 2014, Russian military began seizing government buildings in Crimea. Slowly, the entire peninsula was under military occupation. In March 16th, 2014, Crimeans voted to become part of Russia. Say, Crimea for no, when I was here, one more autonomy. And they could do anything at Wape. And our catcher say in 2014, 16th March, ask John Dramani Mahama, when they went for the UN General Assembly, something happened that all the West African country presidents were grouped. The North African country presidents were grouped. The East African presidents were grouped. And the Southern presidents were grouped. Ask John Dramani Mahama, what happened at that UN General Assembly? If you don't get it, forget I cannot say it here. You get it? And a Crimea for before the UN General Assembly, we want to become part of Russia. And then the international community accepted. Say you are part of Russia. Until Ukraine abay, say Crimea Peninsula on Fanko, Ohia Quay on Fanko, or Pekania on Fanko, or Pesuku on Fanko. What do you mean 15 billion? Russia na still ya or the Niamako, no the command in Crawford. no she want to say there Ghana edi tienie Ghana dey inam ahoden Emma Togo free Togo phone tua kaneaka ye na tua hoka because World Bank this sika ma Ghana say yenye hydro no sa amount of money no another part was given to Togo so once one sin suo no bi but Togo or Ghana tifi say Ghana atna hodin na say ensuo no soro ho no Togo for kosi dam na ye ensuo no bi in the wisdom of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, he lobbied the then president of Togo and lobbied the president of France as of that time. And the World Bank agreed that Monfa onsika ne kamode Monfa nya dam no Ghana. Muria moma Togo kanea. Sese am no ka say Togo ye ne omom kanea free. Hey. Me ye president in the metwam. Na wa banie wo ka sansemi. Cause I check. Onua Yama Ghana for ya took an na Ghana for to and Togo for to own Jaffe. You get it? So Crimeans voted and the world sat quiet. I am not supporting an invasion. No, I don't. Take my words right. I do not support an invasion. I am not justifying anything. I have told you, Putin may be justified, but his approach may be wrong.
Captain Smart.
Koenim
Onua
Putin ne medical catch now. Enra me so for catch them say me su to say Putin me nsuro hwe. Onua machi o. Ade a friend fear no bi ni mu. Onua machi. Ade a friend panic no bi ni mu. It's when I wake up in the morning, I don't think about anything. I think about Ghana. You can go to hell. Even if you want to serve me food or the best of wine, it can be Cabernet Sauvignon. I don't care. But I care about Ghana. I see.
Captain Smart.
For Putin, this was Crimea's liberation. That time he was the president. That time, Argentina, Russia, for them Putin. They wanted Crimea back. Now, Mamin can't say where we are. The agenda of Putin is to reform USSR. Hey. Say NATO for anya careful. Now we the Romania ye rough. We the Latvia ye rough. There are 5 countries we that put in waiting list so. Enti wutie Papa ye UK for Prime Minister your friend saying. Say CID. Boris Johnson say Ukraine is not the only target of Russia. Akwadwo info. Listen, we try me person ye ne put in tenase. There should be talks to end this. Otherwise, there's a 3rd World War imminent. Hey. To the rest of the world, this was Crimea's annexation. Yeah, annex, Castle annex, Jubilee House annex, Media General annex. And then the focus then shifted to Eastern Ukraine, which was part of Eastern Europe. In April 2014, Russian separatists began seizing territories in Eastern Ukraine. And when you found the DONBAS, no, that is when the DONBAS war started. Makacho said, we born show presenter into the financial and said you're reading on your research. Hey. Ukraine forces have not launched an all-out offense at first. But on the 17th of July 2014, do you remember? After the UN General Assembly, when a Malaysian flight carrying 298 people was shot down by these rebels now, no more the eastern part of Ukraine. The Ukrainian forces decided to flush out the rebels. Ukrainians, woman to me and flash it out. Rebels, The separatists began losing grounds to Russia. It took only Russia, NATO, not and your team play Nipa 290 plus. Tem kumwonyina, NATO and Kahe, America and Kahe, Obi and Kahe. It took China to say that what happened was wrong. That is why today China is in support of Russia. People should get history right. Maakye University. So the Russian army stepped in. The Russian military invaded Eastern Europe. You remember, this is not the first time. They had done that to the eastern part. Baby, Anna, one nuclear power. They invaded the area, fought alongside the rebels. What followed was a series of talks between Russia, Ukraine, and the West. That resulted in the Minsk Agreement. You find the Minsk Agreement in 2014. That moon ceasing fire. Yanko. Minsk Agreement, one was to cease fire. Number two, military withdrawal. Number three, election in rebel-held areas. Now, who call Ukraine? Russia for your research. Putin was sorry because why this soldier. And our black belt, or one of the world's top karates. Wouldn't it Shannon and Kwame and Wadrin said, and I know Togu to Rollins and not Togu and I Buguno. Bono. Hey, I can't say no. Now watch this. Put in your research survey. Say, Konominko and Aminjai. Russia, 67.9%, almost 68% of the total population of Russia say, CRIMEA. I've told you I am not in support of invasion. No, I am not. Putin may be right, but his approach is wrong.
Captain Smart.
He is right, but his approach is wrong.
Of morning shows.
70% reject one people. There may be one people Russia forces 67.9% massacre. But I didn't know Ukraine. Maybe the teaching West African leaders stay away. Somebody's enemy cannot be your enemy. One of the dangerous things in governance is to see Asantua's enemy as your enemy. And see Solo's enemy as your enemy. And see Sofo and this your friend say friend as your friend. Look for your own enemies and keep your own friends. West African leaders stay away. Because France Namuna Otutunkrofo from French-speaking African countries, he is afraid. Now, a man for now, a war Russia, 68 is a cocoon. What is 68? 300 ma? I can't say. Yeah, what is 60 ma? I can't 40. What is 83? 32 ma? I can't say 32. 32 no. And 20% say they are indifferent. Some meko, some munko, and fire.
Listen to the king of morning shows.
10 now I can say Jai. Now why in a bed Jai? Say I buy where see your person G levy. Onua onunu ho ana osri o se Ghana for Nigeria to me wa can for atane a slow usu ane wa aka omununu omo ho ana omo sre. Wo mo kra no omo say. Now, over Ukraine says here, 70% of them rejected one people, no? So they don't want Crimea to be part of them. If you don't want them to be part of them, give it back to us. We say no. 72% consider Russia a hostile state. It's in 33.3% ready to take up arms against Russia. Now, who crow? Nipa 100%, 33. Would have found 40% depend on so my ready say the Omekute Akonde and then Russia. You know very well, sir. What could you 15 billion? What did nuclear power now come out Russia? Russia. And yet Ukraine now.
You get it?
Ayalo. Until the NATO force say they will not send troops to Ukraine. There's an international entrobish mfimfi wo huda. Na nipa na ya boro no, won fa akodia ne nkwa ne krom. Wo simi di kogu Romania. Na Romania they say fa kwa Ukraine.
You get it?
Eti wiase ya wano sa wantimi ambo wo ho ban ya kwase ya bia ntimi mmo wo ho ban.
Onua Maakye o. Ye tie Captain Smart.
21.7% ready to stage civil resistance. Civil resistance in the other stage emfa. Because don't forget say around the globe and Krofo and we are against the war. We are against the war. We are against the war. 67% want to join EU. And then 59% want to join NATO. Now, NATO no issue no. Asamna ye kanina between Russia and Ukraine and NATO.
You get it?
NATO ni is simple. America and the European world, no. Western Europe, who say, yenya de Ukraine beka NATO who Russia who say America will have access to their borders. It is that time Russia echo Cuba. America stopped Russia. And now kofa kotikwan. No ma Ukraine abeka NATO. Now we wait me afa chire ho. Now when the European Union and NATO abesi military base, me so me mpene. Asam na ekoso no emu odu chen de amaka kire wo nei. Now let me say this and allow the sports team. Me, I am not a prophet of doom.
Listen to the king.
And I don't fear that me catch us say ebedu kwesi ada na Russia njaye ya. Asem wo ho. Acho man kan kire wo. Enra Russia njaye. Watch this. Ukrainian asrafo edu baby you said the fourth time we must stop a Russian army. Now, say resistance no increase our Ukraine. Russia would increase their strength. Huh? Now, say ya me no say last week Friday, na crude oil barrel na $100. Ekosoro. Say ya me no $110 per barrel. Because Russia is the second largest crude oil exporter in the whole world. And Russia say the whole of Eastern, Southern, and Western Europe now, moji oil fi mi hono, me mamo oil ne, me mamo oil china. Samo se mo sanction me. Mo baji oil a. Mo di begu, mo kasim, mo trainim, mo planes the yakko. So what it means is that every baby no Germany offer troops in Kono or the just 2 jet fighters. Germany were over 6,000 jet fighters. Over 6,000 jet fighters. Or the two. No, they are questioning Romania. Out of over 6,000 jet fighters, no, or the two say, no, they are questioning Romania. Ebi Asrafa won year 15. Till Germany, baby, no, the 30. Because oil tunnel be down. Germany here oil. Then I'm a person. African leaders say, you guys got to sit up. Nobody will come from anywhere to draw any control line for us. We are the principal architects of our own lives. If we are not able to save our own selves, nobody will save us. This is the time. The Russian-Ukrainian war should serve a big notice to us that Ghana you will gold, diamond oil, bauxite timber, lithium, Nina and Yama Yawadinano, Yen Shasuye, the resource, your security agencies. No, I don't pray Ghana will not go to war. No, that is not going to happen. There wouldn't be any coup d'etat in Ghana. I don't subscribe to coup d'etat. I don't subscribe to violence. I subscribe to talk with a tone of a violin. Now, if you don't get it, it may solve your problems.
You get it?
But say your resources, I want you to in situations like this, in times like this, there will be danger for us. The next 5 years, the center cannot hold in Ghana It cannot hold in Ivory Coast. It cannot hold in Burkina Faso. Togo will be lost. Cameroon, danger. Every part of Africa, especially the west of Africa, there will be trouble. Because they say a crude oil, don't forget that coming weekend, you better to petrol. You're ready. Yeah, betum. Nelson Mandela said that, keep your enemies and I'll keep my enemies. Africa, stay quiet. Brofuna your friend invasion, you get it? And Kwakabi.
If you don't get it, forget.
Do you fear them? There's serious invasion in Ghana. And it's a
you get it?
And also invasion.
If you don't get it, forget.
There's serious invasion in Ghana. And it's more than half of our population, they can't afford 5 Ghana cedis a day. An invasion. There's serious invasion in this country. That the youth don't have jobs. An invasion. There's serious terrorism in Ghana. It is that a Maakye hospital. These are the things we are talking about. And until we begin to think right and know what is right and begin to do what is right, the word right will write us off. I'm Fausia. Let me introduce you to sports for the